Quick. Shot clock is at 3. Here's Towns over Beasley.
A little serendipity that time. The errant pass.
Dishing off to Gibson.
2 consecutive hoops for Gibson.
Towns keeps it alive. Double teamed by Cantor and Porzingis, and he puts it in.
Towns working diligently off his second opportunity.
Here's Towns. Lost the handle.
So previously Gibson in there asserting himself. He's been silent. There he is to the hoop.
Oh, what a...
Downtown is 7 feet tall.
That's the 4th 3 for Minnesota.
Got to tighten up both their three-point shooting and defending.
Here's Towns with the first 5 points here in the second half. There's Towns. Strong move to the hoop. Yalitza.
We see some splendid passing tonight. Also, the Super Bowl will be here in Kenny.
What is up? Appreciate everybody for tuning in to the Courtside C Show. Of course, it's your homie, Sean the Slim God. Let's go ahead and get started with this week. So we're about halfway through the season, 42 games. Everybody's played at least 40 games and it's looking really good. Everything's honestly looking as normal. So let's go ahead and talk about some injuries real quick. So Thabo Sefolosha agreed to undergo surgery that's going to end the season for him on his right MCL. He pretty much busted that, and he's pretty much out for the season. It kind of sucks, but Utah's looking pretty good with their new team and their new system. I can't even knock how Rubio's looking out there. So I really hope Thabo gets well soon and gets back at the beginning of the next season, because next year Utah's going to be a team to watch, especially with Donovan Mitchell. And another humbug injury that I want to talk about is Dion Waiters. So Dion Waiters been having nagging ankle pain since last March, and he's finally decided to do a season-ending surgery to go ahead and get that fixed. With that, an exception, the Miami Heat has a $5.5 million disability exception to where they can actually pick up somebody with an expiring contract and get somebody else off the team in replacement of that. So it definitely depends on if they could find somebody. They have to actually do this by Monday. If they could sign up for this exception by Monday, they have until March 12th to actually get that player, and they still gonna have to drop another player to get that space. Yeah, I'm definitely sure that they're gonna need somebody in replacement of Dion Waiters if they want to compete and try to go to the playoffs this year. So, Dion is that dude. Kudos to him. Get well soon, and that was a really good choice of him, trying to get that surgery done, because it only would have got worse. And I want to also talk about the Ball family briefly. So this was the first week that you seen LaMelo and LiAngelo play their first games in Lithuania. Now, here's the catch about those Lithuania leagues. There's like 3 separate ones out there. It's a regular Lithuanian league, it's a Baltic league, and then it's like one more. So first game they played, it was like an amateur league. And they did pretty good. Together they put up like 19, 18 points, and, they was stunning out. But the second game, they went to another league where they was like straight up grown ass men. And first off, they didn't get a lot of PT. But the time that they did have, you could tell that their chemistry with the team really wasn't there. And, that I don't know, I'm not going to say that they don't like them, but you just kind of seen that, they was winging it. So hopefully the Lithuanians could, be a little more friendly, which I doubt, but, or these boys are just going to have to show up. Outside of that, the Baller brand has been good. Everybody is enjoying it. It's being pushed, marketed very well. Kudos to LeVar, and kudos to the boys for going out there and playing. You can actually get their Lithuanian jersey now. So they're really doing some big marketing things, and the big Baller brand is turning the Lithuanian league into something to watch. So definitely kudos to them, man. Always, always. And then this week also we had the second return of the All-Star votes, and it was pretty much nothing too much different other than LeBron's back on the top and Curry is back on top. So LeBron and Curry, at the end of the day, is pretty much going to be the captains of this All-Star Weekend game. And Adam Silver actually said that he won't be televising the All-Star draft, which is like totally bogus. But the reason why he said that was because he didn't want to hurt nobody's ego, and it's going to be a lot of politics around why certain players didn't pick certain players, and I'm assuming they're doing it behind closed doors so they can micromanage the picks that these two players are picking, just so quote unquote it won't be such a travesty with the media asking why certain players didn't get picked. which I think is totally bogus, because in return, LeBron said, and these grown-ass men, you know what I'm saying, if they don't get picked, you know, ain't nobody's feelings gonna be hurt. That's not gonna cut their check or nothing. You know, these are just bonus checks they get from the All-Star game. And I totally agree. Pick the teams you want, man, and put it on TV. Let everybody talk about it. Not being able to see the All-Star draft really takes away from the format. You know, what's the point of not seeing the draft and you just changed it this year? You know, forget the politics, you know, just show the fans what they want to see and deal with everything else later. You know, as long as it ain't nothing outrageous and outlandish, which is not, because it's the NBA. They know what to do. And last but not least, also what's supposed to be going on during the All-Star weekend, February 17th, is the NBA players and the NBA refs are supposed to be meeting up, talking, basically trying to get to an agreement on how to move forward with these calls and everything that's going on. Just the bad chemistry between players and refs. So basically they're supposed to be sitting down and trying to figure all this out. Hopefully they'll have a moderator to mediate everything and try to see what they're going forward. So basically one of the rumored things that happened was, in the new rules, was that referees weren't allowed to say anything to players. Like if they made a bad call and a referee and a player would be like, hey man, what's up with that call? A referee will just curve him, like, get out of my face. So I personally feel like there's several things that can help alleviate this separation in between referees and players. So one thing I would suggest is officials go to each locker room before the game starts and individually introduce themselves, shake their hands with each player. I think that will not only give them an understanding, but give them a little respect for one another. You know what I'm saying? Because they actually talk to each other. You know, it's not just, oh, you don't know me and you gonna try me. It's, oh no, we met before the game. We even had a conversation before the game, and you pulling this off? Oh, I see what you on, you know. Or even bigger, another suggestion I would pick is, a lot of the players do this NBA Care charity thing. Why aren't the referees doing that? So I personally believe that the referees are part of the league. The referees are part of this company. So if you're doing the fundraisers, the referees need to be there too. So in return, I think with these NBA Care charities or whatnot, referees need to be alongside with these players. What that shows is that gives the players and the referees some type of bond outside of the court. You know, it lets the referees know that they're not just robots, they're people. You know, and I think that's what's going on. Everybody is disrespecting each other because they forgot that these are just regular people too. So hopefully in return, like I said, man, this meeting with the players and the referees during All-Star weekend will be a good thing. Hopefully they'll give some good suggestions, man. I just think the bond and the connection in between the referees and the NBA players is a must. And introducing themselves before the game starts in the locker room will alleviate a lot of the pressure on not only the referees but the players. You know, they're gonna brush off certain things because they had the conversation with this person before. So, you know, that's just my gist of it. Hopefully, you know, they'll hear it, you know, and move forward with something better. Especially how all these teams and all these players, veteran players, are doing really bad criticisms with these referees. And with that being said, that's pretty much it this week, man. Everybody have a happy Martin Luther King's Day. I'll see y'all next week. Peace.